Hola, hello, good morning everybody, and we are back to our interview, the first one of the day, but the last one. We're gonna have so much fun today, and right now I'm honored and super happy to have with me now our good amigo Jason Arbon. Amigo Jason, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Wait,
It's
fully rested.
fully rested?
Yep.
Okay, where you go?
Yeah, thanks to Jonathan Wright.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That's right.
That's Rick.
Yes. But he's intense. Jonathan just stays up late, but Sharif is intense. So like 1 hour feels like 4 hours.
Huh. Yeah, the non-stop.
In the lounge over by the. I said we do it on LinkedIn. Yeah, we all met up in the. Yeah, yeah.
But so now you're rested, now you're ready. You look very energetic and like that.
Yeah.
And so, amigo, it's a pleasure always. I love our conversations. But sadly, I don't know how no people will love you. I don't know who you are. Do you mind sharing a little bit who you are, what you do, why you're here,
Why I exist?
why you're here?
Special. I'm definitely special. Yeah, so I'm Jason Arbon, and I'm a test nerd. I love software testing and quality. I actually started back when I was in college. I think I realized this college project, and it was chosen by Lockheed Martin. And everyone finished the summer project. I was worried about it all summer. So I stayed late after school ended and just testing. That's how so I'm obsessed with software testing. And yeah, so I'm been obsessed lately with software testing, with focusing on AI and intersection of AI and software testing.
I can be obsessed.
Yeah, more than so that's what I've been doing like the last 18 months, just focused on that. And that's been great, awesome meeting nerds and stuff and sharing that. I've learned a lot, by the way. I've learned a lot more than I've shared, I think. Even just this morning, I have a conversation.
That's the point of the conference. You will get so much, even if you were not expecting it. You are the master tool of AI. You're one of the.
Just because it's early.
Yeah, you got here early, and we're going to talk about that. I was joking in the morning that I've been like for 8 years, and I'm way earlier. When it hits before it was cool.
Yeah, like I remember I did Star East 5 years ago, and I did but like talks on AI and software testing. I guess we're nerding out. And I think the only reason I had the session was because I think someone got sick. And they wanted to see the backfield. So I just, okay, this is what I want to talk about. But like, the thing was empty. No one showed up.
I remember
that was like 5-6 years ago. So I don't know, either on the stop clock, and it was just lucky that I could be interested. Yeah, but I saw it. This kind of getting this point. Half the conference is about AI and software testing. There's so much people think it might be too much hype or bad, even. But like I remember when it was, I'm glad you people call it bad. That's a victory compared to like no one caring about it 5 6 years ago.
You were saying that the other day, I think there are fans, there are like NFTs, so whatever that was going on. I think AI is not a fan. This one. Big change again.
Yeah, I definitely know it's not a fad. I was literally just coding. It's pretty nerdy. I was coding with a friend out getting coffee before this. And the crazy thing is, like, we had an idea. So he has a website, and I built some AI robots. The cool thing is, like, testing the website. But he gave me his URL, like, live this morning. We were talking. Fed it to the robots, the AI bots, and they just started testing. He was like, he looks at it, tests the generator, he's like, oh, those are some of the ones that I have. He's like, oh, that's a good one. That was happening just, the thing is, it's real and it adds value. Whether it matter or not, I think it doesn't matter. This is not like automation, this isn't mobile, this isn't cloud, this is changing software. because the students can finally start to think.
I think it also changes the experience. That's a big part because in NFTs or this sort of I didn't hear, let's say, my grandmother talking about that. But nowadays with AI, Facebook, WhatsApp, chat, I know people that they're like, hey, I asked kind of scared or impressed. For instance, they are going out.
And a lot of testers this week. It's been funny where officially they say like, oh, my organization's not ready for it yet, or they banned it because of privacy or security concerns. And then you talk to them in the hallway, and guess what they're saying? Literally, so I take my work documents, I email them to my personal account. They say,
Don't say any name.
no, I won't at all. I won't at all. By the way, it doesn't matter because there's too many of them to catch. And then they use it at home or offline, and then they bring it back into work because it's so useful. And I remember, like even like a year ago, like things that for me was very skeptical, kind of leaning back. It feels like this is. I'm telling you, a little bit of an inflection point where people are meeting it now. Not nervous or scared about it. Generally curious, exactly. Yeah, curious. Thinking about how it can be applied to actual work back at those, back at their company. It's a different role. And so I'm very interested to see what happens in 6 months or start of West next year. Where you almost have interesting. I think at some point AI may become like Python or Java. Like you don't actually almost not talk about it because it's just part of the continuity of what we do.
Yeah, it's gonna be so integrated into pretty much everything. I'm sure anytime soon we will see the first response to our chat comments. Like, what's the price of the milk? I think we should start today. Give us something to check
Or
out.
that's no replication.
Yeah, because those are
I guess that's what I'm testing. We've always had with AI. I'm just like, that's the web page.
I've run performance tests from those pages. So
Okay, right.
some of those have down on the right.
Get ready to be one of the game.
Yeah. So, but I see what you're saying, and it's something that curiosity that is sparking in most of the people that are like, okay, let's try it out. And they, as you say, they are connecting out there. And that curiosity that's imagination check the next things to do. I think it's going to bring more things and I remember.
But yeah.
We're not running right. Or
This is thing that's the right because will that will although I don't mind enabling it. Someone's got to test it for me. Great, someone's testing data.
yeah.
Probably not the same job. Despite his job openness for that. I always felt right. But changed my life. I didn't see it, but I saw it. Oh, this is interesting. When you try to do testing. I mentioned yesterday I had to take this certification test for testers. The first thing I did was I was tester. Tested what I tested with the test for testers, very meta, and almost all of them. I was like, this is definitely interesting. Humans record study for months and test, a lot of work, and so they know they have it all, and so that's not the last. I thought it was clear that I realized this would roar faster than I thought it would. So I kind of went dark. Actually, I didn't really conferences. I've been very quiet. ChatGPT. And so it started to work way better than I thought it would. So I realized, listen, the things to test all of accessibility, privacy, performance, talk more about the performance. And they can do these things. And so I just think they can every month you can have another. That's what I'm trying to share with people is you don't have to go through the same. It's not easy, but I'm just sharing tips and tricks on how to get it to work for their own apps, their own jobs, in real world. So you can show them, see the heads up. It looks real now. It's actually here. I need to figure it out. You made it feel accessible. Like it's approachable. It's not some mysterious thing. You know, they can actually start using it.
Similar to, I know smartphones have been around for years before that. But it's that bridging the gap between accessible people. Here the big difference was cell phones and phones. That's what's and it's funny many people don't understand the difference between AI
They can make me cry. But I was telling people like, the last one thing was best other ones, and this before LA. Where you can look it up online, so I guess I could be negotiating with they spent tens of millions of dollars training rural neural networks, buttons, and like very basic. I remember. Yeah, I was like, yay, it's found the water. Years. So now I'm like chatting up there, and all those knowledge, the best testing tool ever. So I told you yesterday. Maybe I should just go on vacation for 4 years. I'll go back with ChatGPT. Phase 7. The phase of no. Oh no, if I waited for ChatGPT. Oh, I see. Jump on the yeah,
I think it's what
I don't know how to look at that now. Next though. That's old school. Yeah, but what's- I asked you the same thing. That's actually yeah, you know that is bumping is up. Yes, so I tried to create a tree. So I created an article and some other notable interesting personalities in the space. And like all three pieces, all the videos, all these content blogs, and posts, and private. And the funny thing was, we were used people are the experts are thinking about very strategic things and the reality is goal testing, which I think is goal testing. Test the 3 years log into the performance is paid for, like, set basic stuff. So then you work with API, or and so most testing is actually it's hard to make it. You don't need 100 AI. So a treat we're still searching for a treat like this one. Maybe AI will help us see that there wasn't. So instead, we have to a bunch of robots. He was a performance person. He probably worked in flexibility, functionality, his bottom side. They've actually yeah. Like, think about this. It's like showing working on
We need to bring more bacon to the table, please.
That's just so other coach, we did, I don't know, yeah, other people, someone named Angie. I talked to some of these people and they were really, we think there's like royalties. So we're just, when the AI do while they're testing, how does that work? I mean, obviously, it makes testers elevate themselves up. But I think it's a way to get interest and motivation back into people that contributed to making these products smart. Right?
You're totally got me hooked where they keep doing video like, okay, we're talking. Not that we were in the middle, but now we're talking. Yeah, dinero. Yeah, more basis. Are we out of audio?
How is working fine?
What else? Let me quickly check. Uh, we have audio here. We have audio here. We have audio here. Yeah, I think it's this. We should be getting audio from this. Why is the audio not coming from that device? Yeah. Testing, 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 testing.
I didn't accept it, or no, I don't know about it.
Somebody sent it to me.
Oh, we talked, yeah.
Yeah, we should be good.
Oh, did you sign up for the speaker sessions?
Okay, yeah, we should be good.
Talk to the speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's sessions at 11. What time is it?
Ah, everybody. Well,
we're live.
Jason is working on some
Yeah, no,
little
we'll
details.
talk later.
Uh,
Okay, sorry, that's weird.
Big apologies. We're trying a new set of Microsoft microphones, and the configurations get funky. So I think you can
missed
hear
all
us
the good
now.
stuff. No, I'm kidding. We were just
Yeah,
talking money. We're making
talking
business
money.
deals.
That yeah,
I'm just
nothing
creating
that
an AI
interests
version
you.
of. They just a minor thing is create an AI version of you.
Uh-huh.
Catch up in the last 30 seconds. AI version of you, run it autonomously to test the performance of all the web pages on the planet, and then you get a little kickback
And
every
you
time
will
it
be able
works
to see
while you're
online
sleeping.
floating there a cyber perform or something.
Yeah.
Hasta la vista, el baby, and saying all that.
Yeah.
El bug,
Yeah.
hasta la vista bug. And so going back to what we were talking about, this possibilities, because you were exploring this. It's funny that you make sound cyber Tariq clone not so smart that it went weird.
He's smart, but useful is the
The
question.
clone. I'm
Yeah,
not
the clone,
talking
but-
about Tariq. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I
yeah.
was talking about Tree. Yeah, it's well, it makes sense. Most testing is um,
When you're training
not
the
rote, but
models,
basically.
I think there's also a big importance on what you're training them on, what's your source material, and if you don't,
Yeah, so like Tariq doesn't. Funny thing is, a lot of Tariq's the corpus of data I trained on is Tariq talking about advanced techniques or meta techniques, if that makes sense. And so, like advanced stuff. And so, but most of like even API testing, right? Like, most people can do API testing. Like before you meet Tariq and get the classes, you can do basic API testing. So he'll be useful. These experts will be useful later. Actually, that's maybe the biggest caveat. I've been working to get AI to do
a broad kind of horizontal view of testing. So not be the best API expert in the world, but be better than most. My bar is make that
The most versatile
better than the
experts.
average app team,
Yeah.
right? Is maybe the idea. So there's always gonna be better experts and stuff, but give so that with no human intervention, you can get test coverage across almost all aspects of quality, but a level higher than the average test team. And most apps don't even have a test team. So get testing and quality information for everybody, and then make another pass later at being the best. Typically you're supposed to, even in business, make something one thing that does one thing really well, and then sell the heck out of it as much as you can. I've taken the liberty last year of making little bots that do a little of everything, but the basics of everything. Because back in the day, back in the day, like you'd have like rational tools, you'd have Mercury, and they weren't the best of breed, but they did everything and kind of integrated in one view.
Yeah, they were trying to cramp up in
Yeah.
the
And
single
frankly, in
tool.
the business sense, people these days, the industry wants stop shopping. They're
Yeah.
kind of tired of picking
One tool to rule them all.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what I've been focused on. So it's pretty ambitious, especially for a small team of one. But with AI, I'm partnering with AI. So it's like I have a team of 50 people. They're just
Cool.
49 of them are virtual.
What? are AI versions a team or
No, I
virtual
definitely
remote?
did not clone me. Actually, I call myself so in the system.
Oh, did I?
There's a Jarbon bot,
Okay.
and he's the test manager. So he's the one that wakes up and looks at the app and schedules which testers to run and when to run them. So you basically get a virtual test manager, and I'm that one. I don't do anything specific because, like most managers, are useless. There's overhead, but when it's AI, it's cheap at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the AI test manager, and so when you look in some of the reports, you'll see that my avatar, the digital version of Jason, and I'm managing all these AI bots. Interesting, a cool thing happened a couple months ago. My head of engineering on my last company finally said, "Oh, we've built this stuff is way better than the stuff that we've built before." So that was high praise from him.
I am sure, and I'm really curious. I would like to know how to Leandro bot or it's a Performo bot to
We'll make a Performo bot. I guarantee I'll just do it. Probably even this. We can do this. I'll do it this week and let you know. Literally,
please.
you'll be in there.
And so that we can start working, making it work. I have some presentations that I have to finish that it would be useful. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
no,
I don't know how far it can go, but
careful. You'll be virtualized, and yeah.
Okay.
And so here's the thing. I guess I haven't shared that much. It might be an
Challenge
intro.
accepted, but warning, it might get evil.
I know that. Yeah,
Especially being
half
Performo.
the battle is controlling the AI.
Okay.
But I'm going to say this. I haven't shared this with anyone. Kind of building up to all this is, I guess, what's really going on right now is people are like, what am I doing? Because it's kind of a weird thing to be doing. Is not even trying to give broad test coverage, but make it completely automatic, like autonomous.
Uh-huh.
So the idea is just like Google, how Google crawls the internet,
Mhm.
indexes it, and then serves search results. Really fun thing about what I'm hacking on right now is I'm building bots that go out, crawl the web, test them all, test all the apps, and then index the test results, and then make those available. So the plug is Checkie.AI, Checkie.AI,
Uh-huh.
and you can go in and add
Check
your
it
app.
out.
You can go in and just add your URL and your name on Checkie.ai, and then it'll get in the queue, and then the bots will do free testing. Basically, you get a free test pass, which is kind of crazy because AI can do it.
Yeah.
So you get a full kind of test report, and if you want more, like you can do competitive analysis or deeper, more frequent runs. That's how you're supposed to make money, to buy a coffee with you and pay off.
If you're not
then
drooling about this
route
and
the
willing
money
to buy
back
some
to-
coffee,
Route the money back to you.
go
So
for
every
it.
time the Performo bot does
Bot
testing for
does
people,
something.
Yep.
We make El Performance bots. So
Yeah.
check it out. Check
Seriously.
the address and
yeah, see, check it out.
start,
You get it.
Start trying.
Yeah. Now you know
Checkie.
Checkie.ai. You hear check all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super important. And I think it's really interesting. The potential. You just got me thinking of all the possibilities, all the ways that these things can go. Uh, I'm so curious on different areas because, as I said, it's not everything just language models. It's not only one type of AI because we're kind of, not all performance testing is load testing. They are not synonyms, and not everything is AI. The same flavor of AI, and that's another. There are another things that I think we need to understand a little bit, leverage it well, and know which one we are talking, which one we are using for this, for that. As you say, I think we will end up in one thing to rule everything and to be
Okay, you're
ultra
going there.
accessible.
So I'll say something controversial, dangerous then.
Uh-huh.
Is that what's really going to happen? I didn't share it here because there's people that could physically attack me. I'm
Okay.
safe for now. No, but what's really going to happen
We'll
here in
shield
the
you.
next few years? My thesis is that 80% of testing, like you said, will soon be centralized. You see this.
Mhm.
There'll be one big cloud in the world that does a lot of the testing, all the basics. There'll still be everyone here doing all things, but they won't be doing the basic stuff, basic login, basic tests. They'll be doing the smart, interesting, harder work, more business specific. But the basics will be done as a commodity at scale, like Google. There may be one or two providers of that, but it will be concentrated
Yeah.
and centralized. So that's basically what I'm trying to focus on and work on, because it's crazy how many smart people are here. We come here, we have these super deep, smart conversations. People go back to their business, and guess what they do?
Like
Writing Java and
ChatGPT.
Selenium, like do the selector to find the login button, and then run it and then create variations and hard coding for weeks. But when you talk to them, they get the smart things saying like performance isn't just page load time, right? And if you can have the performance analysis of all the web calls that happen, network calls, right?
Hmm.
Which ones are okay? The slowest one isn't necessarily bad.
What is a slow?
What's important? Exactly? So you know what Performobot's going to do
Mhm.
is it compares. So say you're Google, the Performobot can test Bing, Yahoo, Baidu, DuckDuckGo, and
Or
then
your own
compare
system
them.
history and
Right,
tell you,
but even compare them against the competitors.
uh-huh.
So you can say, and guess what happens?
I'm already
Bing,
laughing evil.
Bing's consistently about 50 milliseconds faster on homepage load. I don't think Google even knows this.
Yeah.
So then you get relative measures of performance, because is it slower enough or not, or
Uh-huh.
fast enough or not? But guess what? You tell a manager, hey, we're slower than the competition. Now management cares,
Yeah.
and maybe you get resources to focus on it.
Wow.
So Performobot's going to make a lot of people start focusing on
Sorts of
performance.
suggestions.
But when you can test at scale, there's new ways to measure quality, and that makes me super excited. But then Performobot fans around the world will take that basic data, and they've got to decide what to do with it. They've got to follow up and then talk with the management, talk with the engineers, write their own very specific tests. Maybe there's different configuration, staging information, location differences. They've got to deal with all that complexity. But the basic stats will be there from the end user public experience, and stack ranked against your competition.
Yeah.
That happens today, by the way. This isn't
No.
mystical future.
Because again, now to close a little bit, I'm going back to my point. Like, not everything are chat prompts and LLMs. You can let so many things connected to just start working on so many other elements that.
And we've seen a lot of testers this week have trouble. They're frustrated because they want to think they need to be a prompt engineer, and I think it's going to be a passing fad. That's a passing fad because it's cool, it's very powerful, but what do you do with it and how do you systemize it? Then you have to learn to like all the quirks of how to prompt an AI. So people are taking. I've done some posts. Tariq's done some good posts on
Mhm.
how to do some prompt engineering for testing specific tasks. But I think very soon, and we're seeing it in operations and even especially in the development world, like with a new cursor IDE, you look at
Check cursor ID. That's really interesting.
yeah. And
Check
so
it out.
I'm really thinking about. I'm kind of building the tester for Cursor and Devon. Is the way to
Mhm.
look at it. That'd be the VC pitch, because Cursor you just give it your source code, and inside your code IDE, you just say what you want it to do, and it does it. It fixes the code.
Mhm.
Guess what the biggest problem the Devon CEO said they have right now? And Devon's more even automated, right? It just takes a PR, does the code builds it, and checks it in. Guess what the biggest problem is?
Funky code
We're at a
generator.
testing conference.
Uh,
Testing. So they said, what's the biggest problem your developers have with Devon? You know what he said? Testing. Because it does a lot of the dev work automatically and autonomously, the dev's sitting there going, oh, now I just got to test it all the time because they're doing less time developing. So
That's
So I think
super interesting.
Devin and Cursor need a testing partner that's
Yeah,
also automated.
and connected and
Yeah.
okay. I'm already
So the AI
extending.
builds the code. This is
Exactly,
your,
exactly.
and then it goes to an AI
Suggest all the
testing
tests
bot.
that should be applied to the code.
Yep. And the rude
Yeah.
way to put it is humans are the exception handlers.
Mm-hmm.
So if the AI can't handle the code, it's too complex of a feature or something, or it can't, there's tests that are failing that Devin can't fix or need more further investigation. That's when the testers come in. But I think we're rapidly coming to a place where there's that end-to-end cycle where the AI does
The loop
80% of the
gets
testing, or
totally.
80% of the code gen,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's going to be a system that does 80% of the testing, and then humans are secondary. But can you imagine how fast that loop is?
Yeah. No, no,
That
no.
could be
This is
pretty
this
cool.
is going to speed up things, as I was saying earlier, like crazy. As you can see, the possibilities are, and the imagination and the leverage of your imagination that you are going to get with all these tools that we already have and the ones that we're about to get. Oh my God! But Jason, we can keep talking here
Actually, one quick
for.
thing,
Yeah, sure.
super quick. People are worried about, sometimes a little nervous about that. That makes them nervous. Cool thing is it really will, for the first time, get rid of the busy work. But the most important thing to think is the new AI generative tools for code means there's going to be 10 times more code to test.
Hmm.
So if the bots, AI testing bots, can test 80% of that, and that's be a while, but say it's 80%,
But we
there's
still will
still
have a
double the
lot
amount
to
of
do.
testing to do for
Yeah,
humans.
yeah.
So I think that's the real net story here. Is there's going to be a lot more need for more testers, but they're also going to need to be more sophisticated testers.
Yeah,
You just
because
can't get
the
by with
ones
doing
that
the basics.
do not go through are gonna be interesting things to figure
Yeah,
out as a
you want to wake
tester.
up, come into work, and be excited about it,
Mhm.
and people on your team will care about it. It'll be fun.
You won't ever again will be like, I have to do negative and validation
I got 80
testing
more
and blah, blah,
variations of the
blah.
login parameters.
Yeah,
This week. Yeah.
awesome recommendations, amigo Jason. Where can people find you? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, just Jason Arbon,
Check
and
the name down there.
Checkie.AI if you want to get some free test results from real AI and see where things are at state of the art today.
Try it out.
Just sign up and I'll get back to you. And we're
Excellent.
gonna digitize you. We're gonna virtualize you, man.
I want to see that. I'm
So
really
perform
really
Obot.
curious
It's
about
done. You've agreed.
Yeah.
You're recorded as agreeing to doing it.
that.
So I'm gonna do it whether you follow up or not.
Don't let it go evil. Only has that tendencies. Okay, everybody. Our amigo Jason Arbon.
Thanks, man.
It has been a pleasure, amigo.
Same,
It's
always.
always
And we'll
a great time.
I'll catch you for coffee in Bellevue.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay, so
See ya.
this was Jason. Stay tuned because we're gonna have more interviews in a moment, more walking tours, and more fun. This is Star West 2024, day 2. This hasn't ended yet. Stay tuned and see you around in a moment. Adiós. Adiós, Jason.
Adios.
Take care. Vámonos.